All right, wrapping up our historic segment here today with some Sultai Frog combo. The Gitrog Monster, which may be one that you may or may not be aware is in historic. In addition to the historic anthologies, they also add Brawl commanders to Arena almost every month, and Gitrog Monster here was added as a Brawl commander. So what is Gitrog combo? So we've got the Gitrog Monster here that says, when one or more lands would be put into your graveyard from anywhere, draw a card. The combo is Gitrog plus Underrealm Lich here. If you would draw a card, instead look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put one into your hand and the other one's in your bin. So our deck's playing 29 lands, and the idea is you get both of these in play, and then you draw a card, and then Underrealm Lich puts a land into your bin, which triggers this, which draws another card, which puts a land into your bin, which triggers this, and you get to mill through your entire deck, grabbing a Thassa's Oracle at some point, and then you win with Thassa's Oracle. So Gitrog Monster plus Underrealm Lich lets us deck ourselves, and then we win with Thassa's Oracle. Past that, we've got just a variety of just mid-rangey cards. We've got Llanowar Elves and Uro as acceleration. We've got Murderous Rider, Massacre Girl, and Assassin's Trophy as a scotch of interaction. Can we fit Jace in here? What is Jace? Why would we want Jace? What problem does my deck has that's solved by the addition of Jace? Why is it a worthwhile addition? What do I cut? A couple of people asked about cycling lands. There's 4 Triomes here. I think the 1 mana cycling lands just don't quite fit into this deck because I want some Ghost Quarters to trigger Gitrog. I want green sources for Llanowar Elves. I want enough basics to fetch with Fabled Passage. This could be a deck someone mentioned, and I agree, that the Triomes end up in. I could see, or the Triomes, the Ancient Ziggurat, is coming in HA3. This deck might very well like playing some Ancient Ziggurats. One quick thought here, actually, is maybe I don't need 12 Shocklands. I'm actually, with the Triomes, I'm going to put a couple of Drowned Catacombs in here, rather than Watery Grave. Let's do that. Again, for people that are new, if you're going to make card recommendations, once you've been here longer, I just time you out for lazy card recommendations and encourage you to make constructive and specific card recs, as opposed to just shouting out, why not X? Let's jump on into a few matches with this and see how it goes. If this one goes well again, if this one goes even somewhat okay today, we get to do the thing a couple of times, I'm probably going to add this one up to the website. I need to split the historic section of my website up into a meme section and a competitive section. We are just starting the set Punchworthy. We are in fact. I adore the Do the Things combo decks as well. Big agree. Abzan Luris, let's do it. Mr. Afrokwi, thank you for upping that Prime Support. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Huh. So with the second Elf drawn, I think I just go Elf tapped land here, so that way I can try an Underrealm Lich next turn. Because one of the sweet things about this is Underrealm Lich helps us find Gitrog Monster, which is great. Oh, God. Mercy. Mercy. Yikes. Hide your memes, chat. They're coming. They're coming for our memes. I'm just trying to linear over here. Leave my dorks alone. Do we need to murder Shev, or do we just play Uro? I think I want to murder Shev this turn. I think I play the land and pass, and then we can Swift end Shev, trade my 2-1 for their 3-2. Oh, they showed us Carnival on top. Yikes. I'm awake. I'm awake. So we'll kill this because they don't get to draw a card if Shev's not in play when I lose the creature with the bounty counter on it. And then next turn, I can actually Uro plus Murderous Rider here, depending on what they do. Might just see Lurrus come down here. If they just play Lurrus, I think I'll Underrealm Lich. Just try and find us a Gitrog Monster. So Underrealm Lich has a similar ability to a Danto Vanguard, like Blastic actually. Pay 4 life, give it indestructible, but this ability does tap it. Do I play MTGA and Window Mode? I do, Vernash. You can see my center desktop here has Arena, and then my Twitch chat up next to it, and then I've got 2 side monitors from extra streaming software. The Theros Gods wallpaper is excellent for people that haven't seen that piece of artwork before. It's very, very beautiful. I mean, this attacks whatever, right? Oh, they have a removal spell? They have a Murderous Rider here. Hey, thanks for the 10 months, D-Sprag. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Okay, so I get to take one of these. I think it's the Swamp. They can't have Rider, they have Lurrus as a companion. That's a good observation. Hey, Redagas, thanks for the 22 months. I wonder why they thought the Lich needed to tap for its ability, because they didn't want the card to accidentally be playable, probably. It's fixed regeneration, which taps. Yeah, that's actually probably the reason. Alright, then do another removal spell. We're not dead, we're at 5. That's really good. Probably did. Oh, I guess I should have gotten another green, because if I draw a Jadelight Ranger, I can't play it right now. I guess I can Ghost Quarter myself to cast it. That's so close. Man, if either of these had hit 1 toughness. Either of those had hit 1 toughness. Noxious Grasp seems great. If I trim Arkbow, it's probably fine. I think I'd prefer not to ramp them. I guess I don't have that many expensive things. That's probably fine. Is this better than Trophy? That might just be better. It misses their Explorer creature they have a counter, but otherwise reasonable. Yes, my mopey mid-range combo deck has a bad Nexus matchup. I think the way this hand's shaped up so far, I'm probably going to be cycling this Triome. Yeah, and to take it back too, that was still that game where my dorks got double pulsed, right? Like, that game's just night and day different if I sequence different to start to play around that a little bit. I don't know that I'm necessarily supposed to play around that, but something to think about maybe. How does regeneration work? I'd recommend you Google it. It's not super straightforward. That's 4 cards in the bin. Goodbye. Sweet. We can escape Burrow next turn. Well, that's annoying. Grab Island here. Cycle this, see what we get. Play this out as a scry 2, basically. You can submit 0 and take none of them. All of that looks awful. Okay, thanks. Yes, they do get to replay with Luris, that is correct. Claws and Lantern, both very good against, what's it called? Growth Chamber Guardian. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. One of your wettest farts, please. I mean, really, who doesn't love a little Massacre? Please draw a spell. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of lands in our deck. We get to cycle this one, though, which is nice. Waiting to do that, just in case they have a discard spell, so they can't take away a spell that we draw. It's correct to cycle this, because we could draw an Uro. They can, however, Ravenscrime it, yep. And they get to go Land Escape Croxy here. Opponent's deck's really sweet. Alright, what's our best draw here? Like, looking for a Lich into a Frog, basically? Wow, brutal. I should have been paying attention and fetched another green. I don't know, like, Jadelight into this. That's sick, though. Definitely haven't had that come up before. If I'd had a 4th green, we'd have been able to escape this turn. That's really sick. That was actually the best possible if I had been forward-thinking enough to fetch for that. I got an extra black source because I wanted to be able to Swift End plus Murderous Rider in the same turn. Excuse me? They just cantrip their... Excuse me? Yeah, maybe they thought they keep Uro since it came from the graveyard. I mean, we could probably reconstruct what they're doing. We've seen a good chunk of their deck. Feels like we might get a game 3 here too, which would be great. Yeah, their hand might have also... That's a good point. If they thought they were going to keep it, they would have gotten their Croxa. Their hand's probably just bad. They have another removal spell for this. Whew! Whew! Lordy, lordy! Lordy, lordy! If this is wrong, then I have no desire to be right, chat. Just done. Just done. Seeing their deck play out more, I think these grasps are bad, and I want these trophies in my deck because they kill Croxa and Grasp does not. That's the idea, Panda. We deck ourselves and then play, we deck ourselves with Lich and Frog and then play, the Thassa's Oracle. Unmoored Ego naming Croxa to see their deck list with the big brain plays. Lukewarm take. Most good decks in Magic can be miserable to play against. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. How long have we been playing this deck? About 20 minutes, our first match. Oh, they're missing a land. That's good for us. It's our best try here, like Jadelight Ranger. Oh, they have the land. Okay. I was hoping for something castable that turn. We had the combo in hand, though, so that's nice. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the Triomes, too. I think they're going to be sweet. I'm going to lead on Underrealm Lich, because it can pay life to protect itself, which is nice. Getting more Triomes is not a definite. It is just a hope. Well, the very first time we have both of these in play together, we actually end up bricking there. Not that we could combo off this turn, but we didn't get to mill a bunch of cards, which is sad. What are the odds? Low is the answer. That's fine, though. We get a couple of chances to do it next turn if they can't kill Gitrog Monster. Another Casualties of War. Sure. If we brick on Gitrog in our top cards here, we can escape Uro, which is nice. Underrealm Lich providing food for Uro is wonderful. Massacre Girl. Nope, not interested in that one. I guess I take the elf. It's an extra blocker. I think I prioritize exiling creatures here. I can't get them back anyways, and we know they have Command the Dread Horde. Exploring Uro into the bin has been quite excellent so far today in this set. They're kind of doing something similar too, right? Like they're exploring Croxas into the bin. Yep. They are exploring Croxas into the bin. You want to play this without the combo? I mean, to be fair, the combo's kind of a free roll. You like if you weren't trying to combo, maybe you like cut Thassa's Oracle and you like play slightly less than 4 of each of the 5 drops. The problem with Lurrus and the Explorer package, you lose Jadelight Ranger, and Jadelight Ranger is really good value. Yeah, I don't know that my opponent was 0% there, but, I mean, we were definitely ahead, right? Another Luris deck. Luris doesn't necessarily mean mid-range. They could be an aggressive deck or a combo deck here as well. I think I'm supposed to mulligan a hand that doesn't do anything. I guess I don't have that many 2-drops in my deck anyways, though. Alright, I've talked myself into it. Sultai Mythos has a spot in this deck. Now, I think Vivien's Arkbow does something similar to Sultai Mythos while being a better Magic card. The fact that Sultai Mythos doesn't impact the board at all, right? It just, like, picks stuff back up from your graveyard to your hand. It's like 4 mana. Have we comboed yet? We have not. It's our second match with the deck. Oh, they're playing the tempo deck we just played against. Or the tempo deck we just got done playing ourselves. How curious is your Vanguard opponent? Have we had any Arkbow build-arounds recently? It'd probably just be this. I think this card's a little bit weak overall, if I'm being honest. I think it fits kind of nicely into what this deck is doing, because it's trying to find 2 specific creatures, but in general, what this card does isn't super strong. Okay, now that's a decision. So Jadelight blocks this, which denies them a card, so I think that's the right play. But there is some merit to playing Uro here, because it gives me Underrealm Lich next turn. Let's go for the turn 4 Lich. Yes, yeah, Vivien's, it's not even super edge casing her. Vivien's Arkbow letting you restart your combo when you brick by discarding a land is something that comes up. Now that you mentioned that, I recall doing that several times last time we played this. Because if you look at the actual mathematics of how likely you are to brick when comboing, it's actually quite high. Which is why this deck has a mid-range plan as well. And now, we can block and pay for life. Hello, oldest son.
I had to close it when you drink it.
I have to close it when I drink it?
Yeah.
He doesn't like when I leave my water bottle unlocked, chat. It could spill over.
Yeah.
You're just trying to take care of me? Your dad needs to be taken care of. Just ask your mom.
Daddy, I want to watch a yokai show, please.
You want to watch the yokai show? Do you want to watch the yokai video game show or the regular yokai show?
The regular yokai.
Okay, I can come help you watch the yokai show. Be back in just a moment, chat. So I already have Thassa's Oracle in my hand. I think I'll take the extra blue source here. And then if we Arkbow into Gitrog Monster, we could actually win the game this turn, so I'm gonna go for it because this stream's about going for it. And again, not guaranteed to win here. Could brick off. So we Ghost Quarter ourselves, which starts the combo. We also, and again, this is where this deck's got some variance in it, chat. Okay, we technically bricked, but we actually want to brick here for the first time, because if I mistakenly draw or mill my second island, I actually don't have blue to cast the Thassa's Oracle this turn. So we've very strategically bricked here. So now our swamp can die, which gets us the other island out of our deck. And now this triggers the Gitrog Monster. So now we want to deck ourselves. And I have another land drop still this turn because Gitrog Monster gives me an extra land. So if we can keep finding a land in each of these flips, we can eventually win the game with Thassa's Oracle. Oh no! Our strategic bricking stopped, chat. It's no longer strategic, it's just unlucky. I think we milled past the other Thassa's Oracle, right? Well, poop. Are we gonna die next turn? I think we're gonna die next turn. Sorry. Thanks for the 22 months, Source. Alright, I won't put this into play tap to pass the turn. It's definitely not a combo for the faint of hearts. If you're into those deterministic combos, this is not the deck for you. Yeah, I mean, it triggers it again, but I can't play Thassa's Oracle at my end of turn, so it doesn't, like, triggering it at my end of turn doesn't do anything. It's not helpful. Sure, so I could play the other Arkbow and discard a land, but then I don't have more land drops, chat. So because I'm out of mana, drawing more cards and milling myself doesn't do anything. It is worth noting, and this came up last time we played this deck, Underrealm Lich means you don't lose the game if you would draw with an empty deck, because Underrealm Lich says you don't draw. Yeah, but next turn I'm incredibly likely to win. I get a draw step, I get a draw with Gitrog Monster, I get a discard with Vivien's Arkbow, so like our chances of bricking next turn are like basically 0. I agree from a play-to-win perspective, I should perhaps, try to, from a play-to-win perspective, I should perhaps, play the Thassa's Oracle out there. Oh, wow, this is brutal. Yeah, I totally knew that card existed. That was definitely on my mind. All right, so the frog is dead. I think even thinking about that card, we take these blocks here. Whoop. Headset bumped the keyboard. Okay, Arkbow actually isn't a redraw again. No, wait, I might have enough lands to redraw. So I get to do this, and this is why I took a backup Gitrog Monster last turn for reference. Oh no, I needed to take the land. Oh, I'm so dumb. I needed the land because I needed. I'm so dumb, chat. Can I fix my mistake? Maybe. Yeah, the play patterns with this are really not intuitive. Yeah, I'm gonna concede. This deck's not bad, it's just hard to play. Yeah, I think our deck could have won the game there. Our deck was capable of winning the game. I was not capable of winning the game. Heartless Act, pretty bad against the threats that they're playing. I'd rather have Murderous Rider or Maelstrom Pulse. I guess I'd rather have Murderous Rider. Jadelight doesn't really block meaningfully. I'm just going to bring in an extra trophy and click submit. I guess this kills Luris. Let's do this. It's a good deck, you just gotta play it right. Sure. Sure. I have a question for people that are familiar with other gaming communities. I'm not. In digital games like Hearthstone or like the League of Legends game or other digital-only card games, do people complain and act like when they have to change the text on cards like it's a bad thing? Or do people just accept that that's a good thing that happens and they like them to fix things? Really? They aggressively complain when they change the text on cards. Man, humans suck. They're so stupid. People are just the worst, chat. Everything is bad, you're ruining my card game. Alright. Well, the more you know, I guess. I guess that's fair. Expecting them to be reasonable is probably not. What was I expecting? I don't know. I thought maybe if there wasn't really a financial component tied to it, people would be more willing to accept change, but you're right. People just suck and hate change to hate change. That's definitely the reality in which we live. Does the HS community really complain about the nerfs? Maybe I missed it all. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that, Andrew, but I wanted to ask. Imagine having hope into it. They haven't beaten the optimism out of me just yet. There's still a little bit of optimism left. Optimism in this economy. All right, so we get a lot of looks at a thing, chat. So it's important that I Arkbow for the frog during my upkeep. So this way when I draw for the turn, I can start triggering the combo. The frog that goes 2 lands is worth going to 6. I don't think so, because, what's the word that I'm searching for? Because, wow, that's super unfortunate. Heads up play here by the opponent. they elected to sack this in response. Oh, I guess they would have gotten a chance to respond to this too, right? So can't quite Massacre Girl the board. Wow, we are super unlucky. Once that's in play, it counts all the creature dying. No, so once the first trigger happens, it counts all creatures dying. So the counting creatures dying doesn't happen until the trigger resolves initially. So when the Massacre Girl came into play, they could respond to the trigger by sacrificing their life's bounty and have their thing live. As written, it doesn't seem like that. So the thing that's tripping you up most likely is the fact that all of the words on that card are one trigger. So if that one trigger doesn't happen, the rest of the card doesn't do anything. If that makes sense. Wow, no fight is won there. Is a good beat for us. They get to draw some cards. Yes, we're going to stop on our upkeep and dig for Gitrog again, just like I tried last turn. And we bottomed 4 cards, so we have 5 looks into 41 cards here. And again, remember, if we hit, we can't hit because I am incredibly unlucky. All right, so I punted the first game there. Got pretty unfortunate in that second game. What's the Hyper Geo on that? What's the Hyper Geo on 41, 4 successes, sample size 5? Wow, that's actually lower than I was expecting. We're actually only 42% to find a Gitrog Monster there in 5 looks. 8 Obsessions is very, very good. You are not wrong. This deck is definitely one that, like, it feels like it should be more certain than it actually is in most cases. You're like, that's got to be more certain than that. It's like, well, no, not really. Winota here, maybe?
Oh, I look forward to seeing you running away.
Yep. Shock this and just pass, I think. Ha! They can cast Marauders here, can't they? You sack Iliad to play around Massacre Girl. So, you didn't actually have to sack that way, Hedgehog. Massacre Girl's trigger doesn't start counting creatures until the trigger resolves. We actually talked about this when we were going. So you could have waited to see Massacre Girl and then sacked your thing in response to the initial trigger and had your thing live. Yeah, it's all, Massacre Girl doesn't start counting things that have died until the first trigger happens. Is this still the same game? This is our second match. We were playing against an, Jeskai deck a second ago. Yeah, until the first trigger resolves, correct. So doesn't start counting until that first trigger happens. Are we dead? Are we dead to Marauders with Haste? I think we're dead to Marauders with Haste, right? Yeah, because each of these are going to be, so this will be 4, 8, 10, 12. I can technically trade here with the Marauders, but then I just don't have a recovery mechanic. Alright, so I have a bunch of two. I think it's very important with this Winota deck in the format to have 2 mana instant speed interaction or 1 mana instant speed interaction if you have access to Red Cap melee in your deck. So that is something I am thinking about when I am building building decks and like looking at deck submissions and loading them up. I'm making sure the sideboard has cards to kill Winota efficiently. So we're not just stone cold in these matchups, hopefully. The way joining raid clans works, you just search in the clan listing, Smitty, and then click Oglandia and click apply, and then one of us will approve it. You should pop on the subs Discord too, because we coordinate stuff in there on occasion. I think the main Oglandia one has some slots in it still. And if it doesn't, we have a couple of secondary ones that definitely do. A format where efficient interaction is important. What a strange world, right? Scary, scary, terrifying worlds. So next turn, we'll get to go Swamp, Gitrog Monster, Fabled Passage, crack it, draw a card. There's no reason to play Kruger in this deck. Actual none. Sounds really, really bad. Losing Llanowar Elves sounds really, really bad. Alright. We might just get Winota next turn, but I want to put my Gitrog into play. Brick. Oh, no. Oh, no. Alright. Time to find out how unlucky or not the opponent is. You consider Fiend Artisan. Are you watching these games? Like, again, I encourage you to make intelligent deck suggestions, which include identifying problems and finding solutions. The issues we are having in these games are not with finding my combo pieces. The issues are with dying. Like so. Like, having better access to my combo pieces doesn't do anything, which is again why when you want to get better at deck building and tuning, don't just think of cards that seem good in your archetype. Think about how your games are playing out and ask yourself, well, what's the problem that we're having? What are potential cards we could be playing that solve that problem? Playing Ritual of Soot in my Llanowar Elves deck seems real medium. I think Massacre Girl's a much better tool. We have Massacre Girl here. We're leaning on Vivien's Arkbow as a way to find our combo pieces a little bit more consistently, and she gives utility with that. So, like, a question you can ask yourself is like, well, we're using Arkbow to find our tools. Could Fiend Artisan be better than Arkbow? Well, think about what Fiend Artisan requires, right? It requires a lot of mana for 1. It requires a creature not die for 2. And 3, it requires you have something to sacrifice, right? Which we don't have a lot of creatures to sacrifice. It's also sorcery speed. Yep. This I'm a little sad we just got ran over and died, but I'm also not super surprised. This deck is a little bit clunky, like we just saw there in that third game against the Winota deck. I think even if I had played a little bit better, we'd probably end up with something similar. We were able to kind of chunk it out against the mid-range deck in the first set of that match, being a mid-range deck ourselves, but the match against, the matches where, like, we came close and died a couple of times. Like, we got set up, but then we bricked off, or like we had the bow and we had the lich and we were trying to bow into Gitrog. That also was rough. Yeah, Arkbow gives you a discard of land. I think this is like kind of funny to like try and pop off with, but as far as like, can this deck be optimized and made better than what our run here is? Probably not, realistically. This is definitely a do the thing deck as opposed to a try and be competitive deck. So again, one, why is it better than Murderous Rider? What are you killing that you think it's better than? Two, Murderous Rider is density that you can find with Vivien's Arkbow, so in a pinch it's another creature that you can put into play, so you're missing less often with these activations completely. What? B, don't just focus on generics like saying Maelstrom Pulse is better removal than Rider. Think critically and say, this is an artifact or enchantment that gives my deck a problem that I'm experiencing and this change could make. Because I'm struggling to think of an artifact or enchantment that game one I want to give up my Vivien's Arkbow hits to be able to kill, if that makes sense. Yeah, Rider being instant speed also has some good flexibility as well. So we see one more deck, or am I done for the day? I think I'm going to be done for the day. Christy said she was feeling a little bit tired, so I think I'm going to sign off and let her take a nap so I can hang out with the kids. I will be back tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow and Monday. I posted my schedule on the Twitters. I'm going to be live, I'm going to be off Tuesday, Friday again this week, so I'll be live tomorrow, Monday, and then Wednesday, Thursday again. Remember, if you're looking for more content for myself, you can check out my website and my YouTube channel, and hopefully catch all of y'all around tomorrow. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Saturday wherever you're at in the world, and stay safe out there. It's real crazy. Let's find someone to host. Is anybody else streaming Historic that we could host? Gotta scroll deep. Gotta scroll deep. Nobody else is streaming our lovely format, chat. Oh, I found one. Chat, they have one viewer. Be nice to them. Show them that Historic is lovely and our community is great.